China's trade surplus shrank in 2011 as import and export growth slowed sharply, according to newly released official data. Exports rose 20.3% to 1.9 trillion in the year, compared with an increase of 31.3% in 2010, reflecting economic turmoil in Europe and the United States. That pulled the year's trade surplus down to $155 billion from $182 billion in 2010. Although more data due in the coming 2 weeks is expected to show the value of China's imports and exports for 2011 as a whole at or near all-time highs, economic growth in the fourth quarter should be the worst in over 2 years. Analysts say this should prompt Beijing to further relax monetary policy and postpone moves towards revaluing the yuan. With the US in an election year and the Obama administration coming under criticism from domestic rivals who say the president is losing American jobs by allowing the Chinese to hold their currency at an artificially low level, China remains under pressure to allow the yuan to appreciate. Defenders of the status quo, however, say that on top of a downturn in China's biggest export market, the EU, the country's giant manufacturing sector is also being squeezed by rises in costs.
Domestic production costs are increasing, wages are rising, along with costs for land, water, electricity and environmental compliance. This is making it harder for low-end manufacturers to make a profit and forcing a portion of them out of business.
China's toy industry is a case in point. The Hong Kong Toy Advisory Board, which represents many mainland factory owners, reckons China's toy exports fell by 10 to 20% in 2011, with thousands of factories closing and 10% of the industry's workers losing their jobs. At the industry's biggest annual gathering, which opened in Hong Kong on Monday, the mood was that in order to survive, manufacturers must up their game and focus more on the domestic Chinese market.
Everyone is talking about the downturn of the economy, so that's why we keep thinking on some innovative things, or else we will be left behind and will be seriously affected by the economic downturn. Yeah, so that's why we try to, economics can be downturn, but technology will just moving on and on and on and on.
Currently, more than 80% of the world's toys are made in China. Stephen Rebay, Press TV, Beijing.